One of the comments I sometimes see is people realizing that, oh, I didn't know that that was against the law. I didn't know that it was illegal to do that. For example, a common one would be recording phone calls. Some people don't know that, but in California, you cannot record another person's phone call without their consent. There are certain exceptions to that, but let's just say it's two people talking. You cannot legally record them without talking to them and getting their consent to record, okay? Now, oftentimes people say, well, I didn't know that was illegal. Problem is, this is what's known as the defense of mistake of law. It's that you thought it wasn't illegal or you thought it was okay to do that. A mistake of law, though, is not a defense. Not knowing the law, or what they say is ignorance of the law, is not a defense to a criminal charge. You can't simply say, well, I didn't know it was illegal, therefore it's okay that I did it. It doesn't matter if you don't know, because the expectation, even if you haven't read a penal code section or a vehicle code section to read all the laws in California, you are supposed to know what is legal and what is illegal. And saying simply, I didn't know any better, I didn't know this was a crime, that is not a defense to your criminal charge. The mistake of law is not a defense to your charge. The reason why a mistake of law even exists is that if we don't have something like that, then you just have chaos. You have people saying, well, I didn't know I wasn't allowed to stab someone in the face. I didn't know I was not allowed to touch someone against their will, or whatever it might be. It might sound silly as an example, but if you think about it, that's what people are saying, even if it's something like we talked about recording phone calls or something lesser than that. It doesn't matter whether or not you knew it was a crime or not. If you did not know, it's still imputed to you. In other words, you have to know it's illegal, even if you don't necessarily know, because if you don't know, not a defense to say, I didn't know I wasn't allowed to do that. You could think of the extreme examples that we talked about, but if we don't have this, we don't have these rules in place, then it would just be chaos in terms of people being able to do what they wanted and claimed ignorance of, I didn't know any better.